Howdy doody everybody, my name is KevGuuey and welcome back to Sorcery Jokers. Well, hurry up and make some then, I'll drink it. I gave in. This must be what it feels like to break to a persistent newspaper salesman. I wasn't happy with it, but there are times when things go easier if you give in.
Okay. じゃあよろしく。
Huh?
ラテにするなら 3D アートよろしくね。ハート型で。
This is no proper conversation. Does that guy have some illness of the brain? How many times have we had this exact exchange?
私疲労困憊。作って。お願い。
Wait, hold on. Why am I making it? I thought you were the one, the barista. I'm confused. I can't put up with your slothliness at the workplace too.
もう立ってるの面倒なの。せめてカフェテーブルまで運んで。運べ。
I'm leaving. I'm sure you'll tire of this quickly anyway, but be careful not to ingest too much caffeine.
センちゃん大事な話するから私を捨てないで。
If it's so important, then why wasn't it the first thing out of your mouth?
事務所に来る前に怪しい人影を見たんだよね。夕べ話したピンポンマかわかんないけど、うちのビルの前をうろうろしてた。
Did you catch him?
いやー、何されるかわかんないし、逆ギレされて刺されたくないじゃん。か弱き女子ですよ。
You didn't see what this person looked like either, huh? Since you would have gotten stabbed, what's that ring you got on even for?
そういう荒事はセンちゃんの役目でしょ。やる気なくなった。もうお家帰る。
Me too.
お家までおんぶしてくれたら、そのまま押し倒す権利あげちゃうかも。
Get some hired help. Get some hired help. I left Agatha's office, ignoring the listless complaints being swung by my way behind me. And when I returned to my room, I sighed. Well, this wasn't Agatha. It would have been almost comforting if the place were completely trashed, then I'd be able to think of it as just Agatha's bad temper. Huh? But the position of the couch, the papers on the wall, the facing of the lights, everything in the room had been moved a bit and then moved back. My own room after all, even people who aren't particularly high-strung are sensitive to small changes in familiar spaces like this. That was why it was disturbing how amateurish this was. They didn't make a show of trashing the place, but didn't completely hide any trace of their intrusion either. What were they here for? Just in case, I went in without taking my shoes off. Normally I'd suspect a burglar, but I couldn't think of this as a coincidence after hearing about that doorbell ringer. From the looks of things, I'd say some amateur snooped through my things and tried to put everything back in place. Either that or there was something more sinister. They only made to look like snooping, but what could it be? I'll get this done in an hour. I had to check for theft, check for listening devices. I've got plenty to do. That's a lot to do. Ooh, day 2. Having finished my final cleanup, I returned to the quiet hall. I'd come to make sure the lights were turned off and the doors locked, but I noticed someone still seated among the pews. I thought it was going to be Mickey. The priest was in silent meditation, probably his nightly prayers, thanking the Lord and reflecting on life. Or he fell asleep. I have no reason not to follow his example. We were praying for a long while, finishing at the same time. Somehow or another we looked at each other. I was about to tell him that I'd finished my work when my terminal rang inconveniently. I felt a bit awkward as someone who should be striving to live frugally, but I smiled to try and cover up the feeling. The priest followed suit.
では、閉館にしましょうか。
はい。
この後は 彼氏とディナーの約束でもあるのかな？
そんなのありませんよ。
もったいない。私がもう少し若ければ君のような美人は放っておかないのだがね。
The priest is always candid after finishing a day's work. He doesn't lose his composure, but is still perfectly relaxed. It's not an ambiance many people can maintain.
羽目を外して遊ぶのも若いうちにしかできない。たまにならそういう経験を積むのも悪くない。一食だけをあなたの全てにしてしまうのは簡単だが、それはそれでつまらない。私のようになってしまう。
Every so often, he'll mildly suggest I should go back to regular life instead of spending all my days devoted to the church. Only occasionally, as if he's just remembered, he'll express these concerns.
君が正しいと思う道を進めば、それでいい。
Whenever he's telling me things like that, my image of him starts to become a little unclear.
私はなんていうか、神父様が思ってるよりも結構普通ですから。現代人らしくモバイルにも人並みに依存していますし、潰れないように息抜きもしてます。仕事中だって愚痴をこぼすこともあります。全然定まってなんかいません。
I wasn't thinking about what exactly the topic was and what I should be saying. But that's because it didn't matter what I was saying, not understanding what I was saying or what the conversation was about, if anything, closer to my ideal.
だから、そのですね。
The priest's hand landed softly on my head. His large, rough hand seemed to me the hand of an adult meant to protect.
外は冷えます。風邪をひかないように。
明日もよろしくお願いします、神父様。
And that was the end of that. I bowed to him and left the church. Retrieving the message I'd gotten back in the church, I read through it quickly. I imagined the situation at the location specified and calculated the time I'd need. The frozen winter air felt nice and comfortable. Where are we going? The taste of the candy spreading through my mouth washed away the tremors in my heart. A captivating flavor full of intense stimulation. It spread through my body like poison, reminding me of what I had to do.
そう離れてはいない。
Huh?
あ
Where?
の時より遠くない。私たちは手の届く距離まで近づいている。
I took care of everything just as the message had said to. And now I was having the same sort of private time I always do. There were no problems. Day's fatigue was washed away along with my sweat. As I started to feel more at ease, my humming naturally joined the sound of the running water. I felt very comfortable. All the filth clinging to me washed away in no time. I must be clean in mind and body. It's very important. If I stretch, drink some warm milk, and get a good night's sleep, all my fatigue will be completely reset. It's a very significant thing. Can't skip any part of this routine if I want to enjoy tomorrow.
見て見てとはしゃぐ綿菓子、どんな味？これからわかるかな、先生。
Aww. Wait, what? So confused. Day 3 already? Oh, okay. Blocked by all red scenes. Worming darkness. I'm so confused. Whoa. Age unknown. Gender unknown. Oh. Its very existence as a human was questionable. The Hood, named for its one identifying characteristic, went about its business mechanically. Dragging its prey into a suitable location, the Hood began its preparations. There were no witnesses. Even if there were, they would have had their throats cut before being able to scream. I'm scared. The unfortunate man who had been captured stared vacantly ahead and moved his mouth absent-mindedly. He wasn't running, or perhaps simply didn't feel the need to. Oh, these are the elitists who goes really far to apparently take out people who use magic. He continued on in a business-like tone, or as a layman reading a script might speak. His tone was monotonous, as if he were a doll with no will of his own, but his words were articulate. Until all of a sudden his eyes rolled back into his head. He continued his lecture to the Hood even as his limbs spasmed until his teeth started frothing at the mouth, finally unable to speak any longer. He had lost consciousness while still standing up. After getting the information it needed from the man, the Hood had switched to thinking about how best to dispose of the lump of flesh before it. It hadn't had much action lately, so the Hood realized, thinking back on its recent life, there was no possibility of failure, but this was a good opportunity to move a body dulled by lack of use. Was it like this? No, how about this? That's not right, this isn't it. Ah, that's right, that's right. Until I had slashed its satisfaction, the Hood rained down sword blows on the lump of meat, leaving it nothing but scraps of bone and a puddle. The Hood hadn't been trying to dispose of evidence, nor had it been trying to do a thorough job of destroying the lump of meat. It was just that the frail human body wasn't able to keep up with the Hood's rehabilitation. It wasn't built to stand up to this much violence. Having buried hundreds of people before, the Hood was all too aware that it was a beast released from its cage. The strong kill the weak, devour the weak, and steal from the weak, regardless of the law. For those who have power, it is permitted. At least being so defective at a human being, that's what the Hood believed. What the hinky dinky? What? Okay. Well, I'm gonna end the episode here, everybody. We found out about the Hood. The Hood for the anti-magical people thing. Beast. I don't know what it is. That's just a big scary eyeball. That's all I know. Wowee, that was scary. Whew. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Sorcery Jokers. If you guys did, then please slime that like button and subscribe down below for more awesome videos. Thank you everybody for watching this episode, and you will hear me in the next one. Goodbye!